Namaste. Welcome, everybody. I apologize. I had my link uh, unlisted. So I'm not sure who's going to show up today, but I am here doing live readings. And welcome to all of you that are just dropping by for the first time. My name is Sadhana. I'm an intuitive reader and healer, and this is just a medium that has really grown on me and continues to be a really important part of my own healing process as well too. So welcome. Welcome. This is a real shift in energy. We are shifting seasons and moving into the energy of autumn in the northern hemisphere. And for those of you that are in the southern hemisphere as well too, I want to honor the shift of energy for you as well, moving into the spring. And as we move into Libra season, there's this real shift of as we move into Libra season, there's this shift of focus from self into relationship. And relationship, this shift of energy sometimes can take us by surprise, the way that we are confronted in our one-on-one relationships in all aspects of our life. And so I'd like to spend a little bit of time today just really helping each and every one of you get clear on how you want to stand in relationship. I just want to read a couple of lines that I wrote earlier today. Just helps me get focused. All right, so welcome to Libra season, where we shift away from self towards relational dynamics. Who are you, and who do you want to be in relationship? It would be amazing if we could all get really clear on how we want to stand in relationship, because it is so important. And there is, I feel, an urgency to let go of the pleasing, to let go of, well, how do I make everybody happy? It's time for you to let go of all of that and to have a really good look in the mirror, a good listen to your own heart and your own mind, so that you can attract the kind of relationships moving forward that really nourish your soul and support you on your growth going forward. This is a wonderful opportunity to get in alignment with the energy of the astrology and to stand perhaps in relationship in a new way, to build some confidence here. There is always a role for every archetype. The pleaser has a role, a time and a place. However, that part of yourself, it's time for it to lose energy. It's really time for it to lose energy. So this is for you. This is for you. This is for your own personal building and development. And so I invite you to close your eyes, to take a deep breath in and out, and imagine seeing yourself standing exactly as you would like to stand in relationship. What are you wearing? What are you wearing that's different from how you have stood before? Is there a shift in the flow of the clothing? Is there a shift in color? Is there a difference in the way you might stand if you were standing in your own power. Not necessarily, power is a good word, but there's something here that says, honestly, I don't want to compromise anymore. I really feel like I've worked through some stuff so that I can stand like this, and honestly, it's okay. If people don't like it, they can go away. There's a big shift in frequency. So what are you wearing? How do you stand? How do you hold yourself? Is there something you would like to do or to declare? I just feel that this is coming through. I'm just getting tingles all over my head. My scalp is just tingling here. Inviting new, no, let's not use the word new, more meaningful connections into your life. Yeah. I wrote, let's focus on your bright light and smile. What if you could truly feel yourself, the light brightening and shining? So I'm going to start with a reading for the collective. I am going to continue to use getting to know, and it's so funny because it's quite an old deck, isn't it? How old is this deck? Let me just see exactly when Lisa St. Croix, when this was printed. I really have no idea. 2013, 10 years ago. Kind of missed the boat on this one. And I'll tell you something funny too. I've been doing some more deck culling, clearing out stuff for my library, and I think this also is a part of letting go of, for me as a tarot reader, there's a whole bunch of decks that I don't need. Hi Gerald, welcome. I didn't say hello. Hello Donna. Hello Dee. Hello Gerald. This deck culling that I have recently been doing, I'm looking at certain decks in my tarot cabinet and I'm going, yeah, that's not me. That's not me. And maybe I picked up that deck because I thought I was supposed to have it because everybody else does. Yeah, and I really feel like part of that, this recent deck culling has been for that reason. Okay. All right, so this is for you. I'm going to draw 3 cards and let us focus on just an energetic message about standing taller and stronger and brighter so that we can all invite more nourishing relationships in our life, healthier relationships. Okay. Who have we got here? I really do like the and it's interesting. I don't think Lisa names any of the figures that she has in her deck. I was looking at the Shiva Shakti image that was on one of the cards, and she didn't have a particular deity in mind, so I'm sure she doesn't have a particular king in mind here, but it's interesting, the window, the sun, the yellow light behind the king. I'm feeling the energy of a big gong. The store that I used to read at, we had a enormous Chinese gong. I don't know if it was Chinese. Maybe it was from Balinese. I don't know where it was from. It was brass. It was huge. But I'm just feeling that loud ring, that it was so dynamic. I used to go into the store, and sometimes I would just walk in, pick up the I don't know what you would call it, the mallet, and just hit that thing. Man, did that make me feel good. It was so good. You could feel it in every layer of your being. The King of Wands stands in their own power, owning their energy. Almost a declaration of, and this feels a little bit like I was talking to Sarah Jarman in class the last couple of weeks. It's time for you to take the stage. It's time for you to stand. This might not literally be a stage, but to really declare who you are and what you stand for and how you want to show up in relationships. So remember, this is about defining this so you can attract better relationships in your life. Okay. Gerald says, I like the idea of honoring this is not me approach. Yeah. And whether this is in terms of really having the confidence to identify this is not how I want to show up, because it's not helping me to build myself taller and stronger. And I think the King of Wands is a perfect card here, saying it is time. It is time to be that. And we have the Queen of Swords. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a dynamic duo if there ever was one. Okay, your voice is so important. Your voice is really important. Queen of Swords also feels like a there's a lot of energy moving through me right now, so please forgive me. Libra, right? It's Libra season. Happy Libra season, everybody. She is the cardinal air queen, and it's really, really interesting. You know, she is the queen who is responsible for relationship, Libra. And yet she's the queen who doesn't need anybody. So perhaps she is here, and look how they're facing each other. That's so interesting. This is about getting so comfortable with yourself that you just be you. And who doesn't be himself but the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords? Maybe the Queen of Wands as well too. Yeah. Welcome also to Aurora Star C. Hello. Thank you for joining us here. All right. And who else is going to come into this mix? Oh, this is beautiful. I've always liked the kimono. Well, I haven't been reading this deck that long, but I'm seeing this as a kimono in this card. It's beautiful. Okay, so astrology, North-South Node. Been listening to a few different astrologers, trying to get a handle on this idea, North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra. This feels really significant here. Building on everything that I'm saying, this clarity, it's time. It's time to shift the frequency of how you show up. And so I would say that these cards are confirming what I'm saying. So let's see if we can think of an action, a way to solidify this personally. What can each and every one of us do to affirm this? Perhaps finding a word. Perhaps finding a word that you commit to, a word that you stand for and you will not compromise. So that when you enter into a conversation or you walk into a room, and in the past, when you heard that word or you heard that conversation, perhaps you were silent or you just chose not to engage. However, it's come to this point, it's come to this time where that's just not an option anymore. And it doesn't really matter if you hurt somebody's feelings, because what's more important at this point is you not feeling small or less than because you didn't speak your truth. And I've got a couple of scenarios running through my mind, and I remember not so long ago walking into a room where there was a group of people, and they were referring to a certain cultural group by terms that I was immensely uncomfortable with. However, I was the only female in the room, and it was not a group of people that I knew very well. And when I left that room, I was so uncomfortable saying to myself, "Oh my God, Sadhana, why didn't you say something?" And I was just dumbfounded at how I walked away. And this is the kind of situation that I'm talking about. This is about no more compromising who you are and what you stand for. Yeah. Hello, happy Libra. Namaste. Welcome. Yeah. 3, grow. Grow into your word. Grow into your truth. Stand tall. Stand tall for who you are. Yeah. Okay. Great. All right. Well, who would like a card to expand on this message? I am going to shuffle up this deck. And Gerald, if you want to do a collab on this deck, I am very new to it, but would love to put some more time and prep into a discussion. Hi, Helen. Welcome. Gerald has a channel. Well, I don't know if he has more than one or a couple. Let me highlight Gerald, Tarot Stash. A very engaging channel. Always great collaborations with lots of tarot tubers. So be sure to check out his channel and subscribe. Lots of fun content on his channel. Okay. All right, so I will wait until somebody says, yes, I would like a card. Okay. I almost feel like drawing one for myself today. You know, I had a reading last night. Last night I had a reading in class. I was pushing my students to go further, go deeper with their readings. And I had 3 fire cards. 3 fire cards. Very strong energy. And I'm just recalling that right now. It's a reminder for me to go back to that reading and just reflect on it a little more, pull those cards out and have a look at it. So yeah, Aurora Star, this is for you. Aurora Star C, this is for you. Okay. Another 3. Another 3. Interesting that the Empress card has 2 people on it. This fits in very much to, yes, this is a mother and daughter relationship, but you can expand this, Aurora, to think about those you mentor. Those you mentor, those who look up to you, in that this is, so I'm thinking about teachers, or, you know, some people in their work, you have guidelines. There are certain things you are supposed to deliver and a certain way that you are expected to deliver it. And I feel this message for you is in knowing that it is your integrity, it is your authentic way of approaching these important connections where you lead and you guide others, that yes, you are governed by certain policies and guidelines and all of that. And it is important to find your own voice through that. If you were to record yourself when you were talking to your students, or maybe there's an, I want to retract that. This is about one-on-one relationships. That's an important thing to remember in all of these readings today. Is that is where this begins, and that is where we begin to develop it, and where we begin to own how we want to be in these relationships. And without knowing anything about Aurora's situation, if you were adopted and you reconnected with your biological family, there's always a, there's a part that says, I want to fit in. You know how we use that at that descriptor too? I don't want to be too loud or too smart or too quiet or too this or too that. Well, forget that. Just think about you being you. They will love you the more you can be you. And I have this, sometimes how adults can be more themselves when they are with children than when they are with adults. I don't know why I'm saying that, but obviously because of the card, but there's something to this. So maybe that's who you practice on. There's an aspect of letting go here as well, too. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome. There's a lot of people streaming in here. So I hope that resonates with you, Aurora. Thank you. Okay. Amber and Vivian and Annie, welcome to all of you. Happy Libra. Namaste. I feel like singing. I feel like singing. I need to look up a mantra. Namaste Parameshani. Oh my goodness, what is that? Somebody is singing very loudly in my aura. Well, I hope, Aurora, that you have been able to clear that energy and to find a deeper understanding to what that actually means. Yeah. All right, Happy Libra, here is a card for you. This is actually a very fitting card for this theme today, in that the act of standing in one's own authenticity is very challenging if we have not released or forgiven or cut cords with those emotions that seem to possess us. And I think that's an interesting use of verb in light of how Aurora described her adoption situation. Nothing happens by accident, and all that we journey through informs who we are. The key is to not let it have power over us, so that we can continue to grow and to evolve. The Five of Cups is a story of Mars and water. So fire and water trying to find balance with one another. And it takes tremendous strength to sort of collect your energy in and stand up, and your arms go down by your side, and it's like you collect in this energy and you stand a little bit taller, and then you understand, okay, I can turn around, I can go forward, and I will always remember you. And I am going to choose to cherish this one precious memory, but I'm not going to dwell on it anymore, because it's my time. It's my time to shine, and it's my time to go forward. I choose the 2 full cups, and I choose to grow in relationship with those 2 full cups. I'm kind of in awe here how these little subtle things are showing up. So we have 2 full cups. This is a season of building relationship. So in a way, let those 3 cups represent the gang, the crowd, the larger group. It's time to focus on the one-on-one relationships, to gather in your energy, to stand up and maybe pick up those 2 cups and put them in your hand and have a good look at them. Maybe those 2 cups. This is funny. Here's something funny. I went to a friend I have not seen for 20 years, had dinner at her home a couple nights ago. And she opened the fridge and asked me if I would like white wine or rosé, or I forget what the choices were. And anyway, it doesn't matter. But the point is that I didn't really care for what the choice was. And I had brought a bottle of wine. And I could have made more of a grand gesture and said, why don't we try this one? I've never tried it before. Instead of just sort of being the good, quiet little guest and just taking what's being offered, be dynamic in your relationships, Happy Libra. Let people see your smile. Let people feel your light. There's something here today in all of these readings. Okay. Okay. Aurora, part of your journey with this is big picture. Big picture. Sorry, before I go on, I just want to say something here. Over time, and in ways that you cannot possibly see, because we, generally speaking, never have an opportunity to get the eagle's eye picture of how all of these aspects of our life are interweaving. And honestly, the best thing that this message is for you as well too, this 5 of Cups message, is that the demon, in time, their karma will be dealt with. I mean, it's not up to you to deal with it, and it's not up to you to judge. Your greatest gift is in releasing that and saying to Spirit, and I really like that you said somewhere earlier that you were trying. And I want to acknowledge that this doesn't happen in one affirmation. It's a process. But honestly, the very best thing you can do is give this over to a higher spirit so that you free yourself of this burden. And just because he's dead doesn't mean that your pain is any less, and doesn't mean that his soul will not meet a karmic settlement. Often those souls reincarnate very quickly because their lessons are not finished. It's not just about this lifetime. Yeah. Anyway, my heart goes out to you, and I wish you blessings on your continued journey. All right, so Amber A. Amber A, welcome to you. Okay. And thank you for the super chat. Happy Libra. Appreciate it. Amber A. Ooh, we had this card last week for the equinox. I love this card. 10 of Wands. I'm really loving these readings and how these cards are fitting into this general theme. This idea of choosing me so that I can show up differently in relationship. And this might also mean leaving or ending. Certain relationships may be coming to an end. This veil, this rainbow, this veil between worlds here and this 10 of Wands is a freeing of sorts. It's a freeing of burdens. It's an acknowledgement of this part of, all 10s are about change. All 10s are about moving on and growth. But it's like you're walking from one way of being from a heavy way of being into a lightness of being, if I want to say that simply. This card really moves me. I feel like it's like there's the portal that you're going through is not free and clear and open. You are making a concerted effort to move through something that is quite sticky, and your effort in moving through that will find so much lightness and clarity on the other side. You see how that hand is reaching through? It's like, I want to encourage you to keep on. It's clearer. It's clearer over there. You are moving soon. That's great. Bring some intention around this. And in the moving process, pare down. Know that you don't have to take everything you own with you. The word light, and I'm talking not heavy, that was very important that I said that, from a heaviness of being to a lightness of being. So in this process, also lighten your load. You don't need to take everything with you. There's a freedom around that. You are exactly where you need to be, and this shift of energy will and has taken as long as it's needed to take. But you are so close. You are so close to this shift. You know, you're in the process. In a traditional tarot deck, the 10 of Wands refers to responsibilities, burdens of all kinds. So the more that you can put down, the more that you can physically leave behind, the easier this whole transition will be. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Amber. Annie. I feel like I used to know somebody with that last name, Tsukino. Tsukino. I have 2 dogs in my household, but I don't know if that's what you hear. So Amber says, I don't have much, but there are some things I don't need and can make the move easier. So perhaps, you know, everything that we have has a density to it. And so these choices that you're making in this transition, the things that make you feel heavy, just think about these 2 words and reflect on these words as you are packing. Heavy, light. Heavy, light. Leave the heavy behind. Okay? You're welcome. All right, now we go to Annie. Annie Tsukino. So I was saying, I feel like I know somebody with this surname, and I don't know. I'm trying to remember what part of my life. And then welcome to Carissima also. All right, so Annie, this is for you. I just want to check Annie's. Okay, here's all your emojis. And then did you say, there's your thank you, going back. Annie, Annie, Annie. Okay, can I have a reading, please? Got you. All right. Now, this is really clearing the path. This is really clearing the path. This, what does this look like? This looks like DNA. Dancing on your DNA, but it's not. It's, what is this? What is this? What are we looking at here? This is Death card. So this is a card of really cutting cords. Really cutting cords. What does this look like to you? What is the skeleton dancing on? All these little cellular connections. The tunnel in this card is a matrix formed of interconnected cells leading to a perfect orb of brilliant light. The dancing skeleton holds a key which indicates unlocking the greatest of all mysteries. The skeleton is joyful. This shows that the possibility of something even better exists, that there is no need to be afraid of all the little deaths. I painted this card right around Samhain, the Celtic holiday when the veil between the worlds is the thinnest. I had placed 2 paintings of my deceased mother and my grandparents on an altar at the Land of Enchantment Tarot Symposium. A woman came up to me and told me some history about my ancestors. The portal opened a little, and I caught a glimpse into timelessness. It's so interesting. All right, let's bring this message into the theme of today. And I think we touched on this in a couple of the readings already, in that we have through family, through the way that we are brought up, there are expectations. There are ways of being that are the way things are done. There's a couple things here. One is that your ancestors in all directions of time stand with you, knowing that you are it's interesting. I can't quite hear the word. You are the original. I don't know if this is a family, a thing that your family says. They are okay with you being, and it's the word original that's coming through, but that's an adjective for another word that I can't hear. And it's not that you are the black sheep, but you are the one that everybody wishes they had the courage that they could be. And if you feel different, know that it's that difference that makes you shine. And what I've been talking about today is the no more compromising and really claiming your right to stand in the way that you are. And if you've ever been embarrassed by this difference, or you've ever wanted to hide it, it's time to take off your scarf, to show, to shine, to smile in your own authenticity. There's of all of the cards of releasing, this one has a very, very powerful energy. And yet there's something really special here in that there's so many people standing behind you. Honestly, I can't hear it, but it was like you are the maybe I was hearing something more like I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like I was hearing like original omega or original, but I couldn't get the whole word. Yeah. Okay, Annie. And I imagine you have a complex ancestral history with a European first name and a Japanese second name. And so know that you are seen. You are seen by them all. Okay. Welcome to Leafy. Long time no see. All right, so we will have Vivian, and then Leafy, and that will be that'll be it for. What time are we at? I must have started a little bit late. Okay. We have a jumper card. Vivian would like a card. Okay, so we've had this card today, Vivian. This was in the original reading. I don't know if you were here at the beginning, if you heard that reading. It was really powerful. Okay, I'm going to actually choose a card for you, and then we'll weave these two together. Wow, this is kind of a poignant little combination of cards. It's almost like the woman in the card on the right is looking out to or calling in the energy of her younger self in the other card. And that isn't sort of really where I'm going today. But I think this is important. And I wouldn't normally connect these two cards in that way. Maybe this is an invitation for you to call in that younger version of yourself and to say to her, it's okay. Now, it's our time. It's your time and it's my time. And I think one of the things that feels very powerful here is that, so Aurora said something here that I know many of us have heard before, and that is when we're an impressionable young child and someone says to us, we are too opinionated, we are too loud, we are, I don't know, we take up too much space, whatever it is. These things really stick with us. And so I can see this woman here looking out mournfully, emotionally to the sea, calling in her younger self and saying, I'm here now to protect you. I see this from a bigger perspective. I will hold your hand, and now together we will stand, and together we will find the courage to be who we really are, and to let go of the compromising, to let go of the pleasing, to let go of the expectations, so that we really feel that we're shining in our true authenticity. Integrity is so important. Yeah. Comfort her, love her. Tell her that, let her know how much you love her. It's very powerful work. And maybe there is a picture that you have of your younger self that you could sit with quietly and say some kind words to. Have a good cry. You're opening a floodgate of something here that's could be quite emotionally overwhelming. And so give yourself plenty of space and time and kindness in this process. Okay, I like this deck. Um, I just caught a glimpse of a card on here that I haven't seen yet, and it just really makes me smile. I think it was a Six of Cups card. There's a troll. Those dolls with the hair that stands up. You used to stick them on the end of your pencil, and anyway, fun. That's fun. All right. So the final reading for today is for Leafy. And just bear with me 1 second here. Sorry, I just need to do one thing. Okay. All right. So Amy, right? Take a big breath in and out. There's been a lot of processing in all of these readings today. And may this message support you on your understanding of how you as well can find some commitment, understanding that if you want to be in relationships that feel nourishing and supportive, you need to commit to being you, without a doubt. Oh my God. This makes me want to cry. This is so beautiful. Allow your intuitive, magical, insightful self there's such a gentle aura that is emanating here. And an incredible, incredible gift that you have, that you hold back. And I feel like this message is being delivered in such a way that this transition will not be difficult for you. There is a lot of heart connection here as well, too. So how you are more healthily showing up in relationship is deeply coming from your divine feminine self, who does not cover or mask her emotional sensitivity, who perhaps has a way of drawing that out in others. Your intuition is your gift. And I almost feel as if your gift is one that comes in the form of a very powerful clairsentience, so that you just know it with your whole being when something is right or someone is right or a certain situation is just perfect for you. It's like she is enveloped in the power of her own being. Have you ever had one of those aha moments where the energy just rises through your whole being? It's like almost like your energy body is shaking. There's something here that is really awakening within you. And so ride this wave knowing it is such a powerful gift, and it's not one to be hidden away. The more you nourish these beautiful qualities, aspects of yourself, the more you will attract the kind of relationships that support this way of being. And that's the essence of the message for everyone today. I wish I could show you a photo of me, because I know this. I know this girl. I know this girl. Connect with the water as well too. If you can get in, I don't know where you live in the world, but if you can get in the water, that will also help to bring this out. Yeah. All right. Well, I want to thank you all very much. There's been some powerful readings today, and you've all contributed in the chat in support of one another, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. I'll be back next Tuesday, and I look forward to connecting with you more then. Take good care, everybody, and thank you, Donna. Thanks for the super chat, Leafy. Namaste.